When we talk about managing cloud costs, it's so easy to get lost in all the fancy tools and tech. But what's the real secret to getting it right? It's the people. It's always about the people. So in this explainer, we're going to break down the key roles you need to build a FinOps team that actually works. All right, before we jump in, a quick but really important note. This is Module 4 of a 20-module tutorial, FinOps 101, a complete guide to cloud cost management for non-financial professionals based on a comprehensive report by Virtualization Options LLC and offers only general guidance and is provided without warranty and is not legal or financial advice. And as such, it is recommended that you discuss any proposed actions with your financial and legal professionals before taking action. So let's kick things off with a question that, let's be honest, causes a ton of headaches in so many companies. That massive cloud bill lands, and who's on the hook for it? Is it finance? Is it the engineers who spun everything up? The exec who signed off on the project? It sounds simple, but it's a surprisingly tough nut to crack. And you know why it's so tough? Because the old answers just don't cut it anymore. The new answer, the one that's right at the heart of FinOps, is this. It's not one person's job. It's not one department's problem to solve alone. The whole idea is that cloud cost management is a shared responsibility. It's a culture change, moving away from the blame game and towards working together. And to really make this work, you have to break down those traditional walls, those silos between departments. I mean, in the on-demand, super variable world of the cloud, that old way of thinking, where engineering just builds cool stuff and finance just pays the bills, it completely falls apart. And this is exactly where a lot of organizations trip up. They fall into one of two traps. On one side, you have companies treating FinOps like it's purely a finance thing. The problem? Finance gets the budgets, sure, but they have no idea why the tech costs what it does. On the other side, if you make it just an engineering problem, you get all this technical tweaking, but it's disconnected from the company's financial goals. See the problem? Neither approach works on its own. Okay, so if it's a team sport, who needs to be on the roster? Let's meet the key players you absolutely have to have at the table to build a winning FinOps team.
First up, and you cannot skip this, you need executive sponsors. These are your senior leaders who set the strategy. They're the ones who make it clear that managing cloud costs is a top priority for the whole organization, not just some pet project that's going to fizzle out. Without their backing, well, good luck getting anywhere.
So what do they actually do? Well, they're the ones setting those high-level cost targets that actually line up with business goals. They make the tough calls, the trade-off decisions between moving fast and staying on budget. And crucially, when engineering and finance are at a stalemate, they're the tiebreaker. Next up, of course, are the engineering teams. These folks are the builders. They are on the front lines. In the cloud, every single time a developer chooses an instance type or designs an application, they are, whether they realize it or not, making a financial decision. Now, the goal isn't to restrict them, it's to empower them. Their responsibilities are all about making smart architecture choices from the get-go, right-sizing resources so you're not overspending, and just generally building that cost awareness right into how they build software every single day. And of course, you absolutely need your finance partners. These are your budget guardians. They bring that essential financial discipline to the whole conversation, handling the budgets, forecasting what you're going to spend, and making sure everything lines up with how the company manages its money. But their role is so much more than just saying no. They're true partners. They work hand in hand with engineers to understand why the money's being spent, to spot trends or weird anomalies. They also manage things like chargeback, where they bill costs back to departments, or showback, which just shows teams their usage. Both are absolutely key for visibility.
So who holds all of this together? That's where your FinOps practitioners come in. Think of them as the central coordinators, the glue, the connective tissue for the entire practice. They're the specialists who make sure this isn't just a one-and-done project, but a constant cycle of getting better.
So what does that look like? Well, they're the ones maintaining the tools that give everyone visibility. They're driving optimization projects. And maybe most importantly, they're the translators. They help engineers speak finance, and they help finance speak tech. That role is absolutely priceless.
Okay, so we've got executives, engineering, finance, and practitioners. That sounds pretty complete, right? That's the whole team. Well, not quite. There's one more crucial role that honestly gets overlooked all the time. And that overlooked contributor? It's product management. Now you might be wondering, why them? Well, it's simple. Product managers are the ones deciding what gets built, and those decisions have huge, huge cost implications.
Just think about it for a second. A product manager decides to add a new feature that needs a super high-performance database. Boom, costs go up. They set a performance target that requires extreme redundancy. Boom, costs go way up. They have to be part of this conversation so they can make smart trade-offs between shiny new features and what it actually costs to run them.
So the big takeaway here is pretty clear. You can't just toss FinOps over the wall to one department and call it a day. Real success only comes from bringing all these different people and their unique perspectives together into one truly collaborative framework.
And this visual really shows how it all clicks into place. You've got the deep technical know-how from engineering, the financial discipline from finance, and that strategic direction from the business and product leaders, all of them working together, managing the cloud as one unified team.
And honestly, this quote from the source material just nails it. The power of FinOps comes from bringing these disciplines together in a collaborative framework where technical expertise and financial discipline reinforce each other. That's the magic right there. They don't fight each other, they make each other stronger.
Which brings us to our last thought, and this one's for you. As you think about how cloud costs are managed where you work, ask yourself, is everyone at the table? Are all these key players represented? Is anyone missing? Because finding that gap, well, that might just be your first big step toward building a FinOps practice that really works.